I gotta put on a show. Dante's Boxing Nation.
What about Kell Brook?
Kell Brook?
He said 157 he'll fight you.
I think he's too small.
Too small?
Too small, yeah. My focus on 160 in middle division right now. Kell Brook or everybody just trash talk,
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? It's one thing when boxing fans and the media are suggesting that this is a huge mismatch and they're criticizing a certain fight. But when you have the actual favorite who himself is admitting that this is a hell of a mismatch, and that becomes an open and shut case. As you guys seen in the clip that I just played for you guys, Golovkin already said that he believed that Kell Brook was too small. Now, I thought that if this fight would have been held at 157, which is originally where Kell Brook wanted the fight, maybe it would make him a little bit more of a live underdog in this fight. He's already a underdog, but it would make him more lively if maybe we seen Golovkin come down about 3 or 4 pounds. But Kell Brook didn't even get that request of having this fight at a catchweight. And I'm not gonna say I know what happened in negotiations because I don't. For all I know, Kell Brook could have just said, forget it, I'll go ahead and fight at 160. Or it could have been the same situation it was with Khan and Canelo, where Khan, he actually wanted the fight at a lower weight, and Canelo said, nope, you're gonna have to fight me at 155 or there's no fight. So those will be questions that I'll be asking. We'll find out later on how those negotiations took place. But anyway, so after Golovkin already said a couple months back that Kell Brook is just way too small, even today, Golovkin is not retracting that statement. In fact, he's even going further to confirm that he believes that Kell Brook is way too small for him. Now, Golovkin, he definitely gave Kell Brook his props for taking this fight. There's no doubt about it. It shows the heart that a fighter like Kell Brook and Amir Khan had for even taking the fight. When once again, we haven't even seen fighters like Canelo or Golovkin yet move up 2 weight classes or even 1 weight class to face a guy naturally bigger than them that's actually one of the best fighters in the division, if not the best fighter in that division. So of course Golovkin is going to show Kell Brook an enormous amount of respect for moving up 2 weight classes. Matter of fact, this is exactly what Gennady Golovkin had to say about Kell Brook stepping up 2 weight classes. Quote, I cannot say anything bad about Brook. He is a great fighter, he has a good record, and he fights pretty well. I know there are many boxers who refuse to fight me, so I'm a little surprised, and I'm really proud of this fight. Now, when Golovkin says he's surprised, he means he's surprised that Kell Brook took the fight. Then he continues by basically saying, I do not know why Brook decided to climb up by 2 divisions from 147 to 160, but I'll be ready because he has earned my respect for trying to take all my belts. End quote. That's a very honest thing for Golovkin to say. For him to say, I don't know why this man would jump up 2 weight classes to fight me at middleweight, that pretty much says it all right there. That pretty much says it all. The last time a fighter moved up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, and the underdog who moved up actually won the fight, it was when Shane Mosley moved up from lightweight to welterweight to challenge top 3 pound for pound best fighter in the world, Oscar De La Hoya. Now, one of the differences is, I will say Shane Mosley, he did actually have 1 fight at welterweight before he fought Oscar De La Hoya. He fought Wilfredo Rivera, then he fought Oscar De La Hoya next. This situation is different for so many reasons. For one, styles obviously make fights. Two, Shane Mosley, he had already beat Oscar De La Hoya in the amateurs, and Shane Mosley, he was actually fighting at a higher weight class than Oscar De La Hoya in the amateurs when they went to the Olympics. Now the story is Oscar, he was fighting at the same weight before, but because he had already lost to Shane Mosley, he didn't want to possibly take a chance of losing to Shane Mosley in the trials, the Olympic trials. So therefore, he dropped down a weight class to have a better chance of securing his spot on the Olympic team. And he ended up going to the Olympics and winning a gold medal. But once again, there's a stark contrast when it comes to Mosley, De La Hoya, Kell Brook, Gennady Golovkin. When it comes to Mosley and De La Hoya, I would classify both of those fighters as boxer punchers. And Shane Mosley just happened to be a much better boxer puncher than Oscar De La Hoya. But with Kell Brook's situation, he's moving up 2 weight classes to fight one of the hardest punchers in all of boxing, and he is a very aggressive fighter with the amateur pedigree. And the reason why I say he has an amateur pedigree, because he's not a dumb aggressive fighter. Okay? This is not Pacquiao versus Margarito, where you got a guy who's big as hell and he really can't hurt you, just like Margarito actually hurt Pacquiao. But Margarito, he didn't have the intelligence, the defense to basically dominate someone on the skill level of a Manny Pacquiao. In this situation, you have a middleweight who, once again, is aggressive like a Margarito, but 10 times more intelligent than a Margarito. A lot of aggressive fighters, they don't really think, they just attack. They fight more off of heart and emotion. Everything that this aggressive fighter Golovkin does is calculated. And the more you're moving away from Golovkin, the better he does. He loves to play the role of the hunter. But as we've seen in the Willie Monroe fight, in the Curtis Stevens fight, fighters actually have a better chance of staying closer to Golovkin as opposed to staying away from him. Now, don't get it misconstrued. I do believe if you have the type of footwork that a Lomachenko has, a Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, maybe even a Sergey Kovalev, you can keep Golovkin at bay for quite a while. But you would have to mix it up and go on the inside every now and then to get Golovkin's respect. And this is one of the many reasons why I believe Kell Brook will most likely get knocked out early in this fight. Honestly, I'll be surprised if this fight goes 6 rounds. Because with Kell Brook, he's not really an inside fighter. Kell Brook is really good, really technical. He has a great lead right hand. He sets you up really well with the jab. I mean, when he was fighting against Sean Porter, even though it wasn't the most entertaining fight, there were things that he was doing in the ring that was reminiscent of Floyd Mayweather. So, once again, if Kell Brook was fighting at 160 and he was a natural middleweight, or even if, let's say hypothetically, Kell Brook was bigger than Golovkin, he was at 168 and Golovkin had to move up 1 weight class to fight him, then yeah, I would probably pick Kell Brook, because then I could see him having that physical strength to where he could tie up Golovkin on the inside. I don't even know if he's going to be strong enough to tie up Golovkin on the inside. I mean, don't get me wrong, he'll be able to tie him up occasionally. But of course, if he was just physically bigger, it would just be a little bit different. So the odds are heavily against Kell Brook, but I will still say there's always obviously a possibility that Kell Brook, he can land one of those lightning right hands and catch Gennady Golovkin with something that he doesn't see. Or even a check hook, because Kell Brook, he has a real good check hook as well. But if I was forced to bet, I would have to lean towards Golovkin, of course. It's pretty difficult to have that type of disadvantage. 12 rounds with one of the hardest punchers in the entire sport. Now, this is something I will say though. I believe that if Kell Brook was moving up in weight to fight Canelo, things would be entirely different, because I would pick Kell Brook to dominate Canelo Alvarez. But Gennady Golovkin ain't no Canelo Alvarez. And there's no reason to go into detail why I believe that, because that fight ain't going to happen. But that's pretty much all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.